How did that one coworker get fired? She picked up a customer's baby without permission and walked off with her. The customer was beside herself thinking she'd been kidnapped. Coworker didn't think she had done anything wrong because she's also a mother. He was an arsonist. I work for a fire department. He was stealing clondy bars from the company freezer. One of the managers brought in a hidden camera to catch the thief. We all knew the camera was there, so he crawled over to the freezer all ninja style to stay under the camera's field of vision. It would have worked. Except, when he stood back up he tried to do it all fancy and fell backward back into the camera's view. Dude would drive to the site, park his work van, then have his GF pick him up and take off for 8 hours. Come back and pick up the van, thereby cleverly fooling the GPS tracker in the vehicle, but not the camera pointing directly at the spot where he parked. Got picked up and dropped off. Cost the company a substantial contract and himself a job. He told a customer she was pretty enough to be a stripper. The assistant manager at a restaurant I worked at would give change back but wouldn't ring up the ticket. At the end of the night, he would do them all at once and apply coupons. I don't know how long this went, but they finally caught on. He didn't actually get fired, but quit when the jig was up. Last time I saw him he was a police officer. She stole cash tips off tables as a busser. When we got her on camera and confronted her, she said she never used the cash she stole. Just put it in a savings account and let it sit there. As if that would clear her name. I worked as a teller at a big-name bank in the Dallas area. One day my female coworker locked herself in the supply closet for hours. No one had a clue what was going on. Come to find out she tried committing suicide in the closet with some pills after giving her BF $20K from her teller drawer through the drive-through window. Regretted immediately what she did and thought she would go to prison, so she tried to take her life instead. So sad. She was an awesome co-worker too. Our company was in the process of being sold. This guy, who was like the assistant manager, had been told by the original company that he would get the manager job when the other guy was promoted to regional manager. I'm simplifying it, but that's the gist. Anyway, the manager was kind of a dick, and we didn't care for him. But this guy was a total douche. If he'd been promoted, it would have been a disaster. When the time came for us to sign our contracts with the new employer, he went to each and every person in the department and asked us to refuse to sign unless the manager was fired and he was promoted. He tried to stage a coup. Nobody agreed with his plan, and one person reported him to the higher UPS. He took the next day off because it was his birthday, and when he returned to the office, HR was waiting for him. Then he sued for wrongful termination. He lost. U.S. military. Guy in my squadron was getting a general discharge for bad behavior like missing appointments, mouthing off, refusing to adhere to uniform standards, that sort of thing. For anyone not military, anything other than an honorable discharge means you don't qualify for veterans benefits, and there's a little mark on your background check. Still, a general discharge isn't the end of the world and was the best possible option for this guy. So all his paperwork was signed, bags were packed, and our first sergeant was escorting him to the airport to fly home. You know what he did at the airport? Punched the first sergeant in the face. So instead of flying home with a slap on the wrist, guess who got shipped off to military prison to await a court-martial? Moron. Company got hit with ransomware. His job was server backups. We found out afterwards that backups weren't being done. I had this one coworker I worked with for years in high school. Thought she was great. I came back from college to work over break and found out she had stolen $2,000 counting drawers. Over the years, he had a heart attack in the office. Ambulance rushed him to the hospital. Was in a coma for 2 months. Fired because he didn't call in while he was in a coma. Union did nothing. Committed suicide 2 weeks later. For those who will ask, AT&T. He didn't do anything. I mean that. That's why he got fired. Because he didn't do anything. Everything was tired of his laziness and total ineptitude. Showed up drunk on the job, passed out on a chair in the lobby, then pissed his pants. Got fired for updating his resume using company property. It was me. The job sucked ass and I don't regret it. Got stinking drunk and high during his lunch break. Came back in and drove recklessly around the shop. When stopped, he threatened to fight a coworker. The supervisor escorted him to her office to write him up. In response, he tried to rape her. Worked in a semi-clean room. We had to wear full-body smocks. No food or liquid is allowed in the work area. I was training a new guy and he kept eating M&Ms out of his smock pocket with tweezers. I asked him to stop. Repeatedly. He didn't. He didn't pass training and we let him go. We had an employee cafeteria at a Fortune 500 company. You'd get your food at a counter and bring it, in one of those white foam clamshell containers, to the register where you'd just tell the cashier what you got. This one fellow regularly ordered 3 egg scrambles and told the cashier he had just 1 egg. He got caught once and told never to do it again. He did it again, and lost a $100,000 plus job for stealing eggs. Accused a coworker of sexually harassing female coworkers but got caught in his own lie when cameras showed he was the one doing it on the date, time he gave the manager to investigate.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.